everybody. I'm excited to give you another drawing tutorial this week. Today we're going to do a little bit more sketching than a whole drawing, and I'm going to show you how to draw three-dimensional shapes and do some shading. So I'm actually going to use a pen today. I'm going to be really brave and really bold and use pen. I'm not going to be able to erase with the pen, but I like the really dark contrast that it gives, and I actually love ink. Ink is actually my favorite medium, so I figured I would have you girls use pen if you want, but you could also do this with pencil, you can do it with crayon, colored pencil, you can do this with anything and everything, but I decided to use pen. I have my paper here, and I'm going to do horizontal, but it doesn't really matter. The first thing that we're going to do is make a box. So a box is a rectangle. So if you want to use a straight edge, that is fine, like a ruler or the side of a book, but I'm going to make a rectangle. Now we're going to make it three-dimensional. So now it's just a rectangle, but I want to make it a box. So you are going to make three diagonal lines, and these are going to be 45-degree angles. So as you know, this is a 90-degree angle, right? A 90-degree angle. So half of that would be 45 degrees. Okay, so this is about, from here to here, is going to be about the degrees that we're going to make our diagonal line. And you're going to make three of them. So you're going to do two on the top and then one on the side. So you're going to put your piece of paper down, and you are going to do a 45-degree diagonal line that way, and then the same line, the same direction, the same degree, the same length on the other side of the top of the rectangle. Okay? And there you have the top of your box. But you're also just going to move down to the side where the one part of the top is, and you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to do about a 45-degree angle, and you're going to extend it the same amount of length. Then you are going to do a straight line. So you're going to do a straight line that would be parallel, which means it goes the same exact direction as the top of the rectangle. And you are going to connect those two diagonal lines. Okay? So you can see here I didn't make my diagonal line quite as big, so I just went ahead and added it there. And then you're going to do the same vertical line from here to here, connecting those two diagonal lines. So you're going to do it like that. And there you have a box. You have a box. Okay? So boxes have some weight to them. Okay? If this was a real three-dimensional shape, it would be sitting on something like a table or the ground. And so down here would actually be your shadow, where it would be darker. So I like to use my pencil or my pen, and I like to do a little bit of shading at the bottom of my box to give it some weight. So you will notice that as I move farther away from the box, I'm going to lighten it, because the darkest part of the shadow is actually right under an object, So it's going to be darker here, and then it is going to shade down. So you're going to have your really, really dark black, and then you're going to have like your medium 80% gray, your 60% gray, and then it's going to move to a light gray, okay, like that. You're going to do the same thing actually on this side. So you're going to have really, really dark mark here, and then you are going to do the lines down that way. And try your best to do a diagonal shade. This is called hatching, not cross hatching, but hatching. But you want the darkest part of that shading to be right where that rectangle is. And then as you move farther away from the rectangle, you lighten your pressure and you make your shading. Okay, and then you can connect the two like that. And you have some shading on your box. You'll notice that that probably needs to be darkened a little bit. And when you're drawing, you're looking at your drawing and then pushing it away and then looking at it from afar. And that helps you kind of see what your shading looks like. Okay, so you can see here that I could probably darken a little bit more here, because those midtones aren't the same. So I go over another layer. And that's a little bit better, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here and extend it, darken it. I'm going really fast, but my lines are going really, really close together, and then I'm lightening my lines as I move farther away, okay? It's a little bit more. Okay, so there I have my box. Now we're going to do a cone. So a cone is basically a triangle with a rounded bottom, So you're going to do your triangle top. Okay, so you're going to do your triangle top, but instead of doing a straight line on the bottom, you're going to round it and have it be a crescent. Okay, and that's going to be your cone. And then you're going to take the same diagonal line that you used here, but you're going to do it over here, okay, on one side. So instead of the 3 diagonal lines on the box, have to make your top and the side of the box, you're just going to do one side on the cone. So you're going to do about a 45-degree angle, and you're going to do it down, but you're not going to come all the way down, okay? You're going to do it about there, and then you're going to curve it in, okay? And that's a cone. And then a pyramid. So pyramid is also a triangle base, but this is more of a squared, not rounded like that one is, but more of a square, okay? So you're going to still make your full triangle like you would if you're making a regular triangle, but you're going to do just what you did with the box, where you're going to kind of do both. So you're going to do diagonal line here, and then you're going to, instead of doing a curved line, you are going to do a straight line like that, okay? And you are going to have some shading. Now, instead of the shading underneath the object, I'm going to go ahead and shade the object. So your corners are going to be darker and more shadowy because this is going to be a hard edge and it's going to emit a shadow. There's also going to be more shadow on the bottom of an object because it's going to be sitting on something. Your light source is important, whether you want it from this side of the page or this side of the page, and that is going to determine some shading as well. So say my sun is here. My light source is here. So I have my sun and it's emitting light onto my pyramid. That means this side here is going to be my brightest side, and this is going to be my darkest side, because this is farther away from the sun. So this is where my darkest darks will go, and I'm going to darken that corner, that farthest corner away from the sun, or the light source. And I'm going to go over and over, but I'm going to have that nice darkness, and then as I go closer to this side of the pyramid, I'm going to lighten it. It's going to look like that. This side is almost going to be completely dark because this is going to block the light over here. So this is actually going to be even darker because my light is over here. Now if my light was coming from here, this would be the lightest and barely have any shading. And that is because the sun would be directing light, and so it would be really bright whites and a little bit of shading here, and then it'd be super dark here. So since my light is coming from here, this is going to be pretty dark. So you can do one value, one medium value if you want. Just make sure that this line, this edge is pretty dark so you know it's still there, and bring it all the way. Like I said, your lines, your edges are going to be pretty dark too. And you can go ahead and shade it that way. Okay, shade it that way. I'm going to have a little bit of lighter, so I'm barely pressing my pen on the paper. It's really hard with the pen. It's way easier with the pencil, but I wanted to challenge myself today, and you may have wanted to too. And then I'm going to darken this bottom line just a little bit more than I did before because it needed some weight to it. And then there you have your pyramid. Okay,